There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. Hence the name, Eternite. Sadly, the only lasting thing turned out to be the material's highly, because it's nice and orderly, well-laid pallets, easy rhythmic pattern, calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawing arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The School. Others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper, some neon yellow, then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and you don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but they appear pleasantly vague. These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct, all in a print so small it could be considered downright cute. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form. Wait, yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for... The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounds, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete, or Axle, or something. At some point in its journey, remember when I said the smell of the upstairs bathroom was so rank they should have sent a poet to describe it? Why, yes it is, among many other things. This cleaning tablet is used by the whirling in rags. Perhaps that's where the ledger was dropped in the toilet. By you. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700. The 41 is your precinct. It's safe to say those are the initials of the officer responsible for the case. Your initials. Yeah, no. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where this one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. Two silhouettes, a man and a woman. True love is possible. Only in the next world. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. The case files do not show you finding the author of the design. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal. Citing public support for conservation, the 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us. Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done? Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch There he still is, looking right through you with his white...
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
Fuck does Kuno care? Right, Pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen! Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Mirova by scientists. Believe it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready. They will also make you into an idiot.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around, except for that up there. Now you want performance?
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for fouling anyway, Pig. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't fucking...
I'll die before I squeal, Pig.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, they say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence.
Yes, but containers contain. Things. Shiny things. They're interesting.
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolary state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
I can see you're disappointed. You are right to be. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents. I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular, garden variety.
A point of pride to him.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
I guess you don't need glasses, then. What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook, and we all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine, like a leopard, waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto...
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street...
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then you count 216 perforations. Considering that nice, large number, a wave of pride washes over you. The last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? No shame in working a regular job, detective. Sometimes after a long day of doing this, I even envy it. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Wow, more than 200! It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that there are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Yes. Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective, or personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. The frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labeled Prime, the soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I...
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the fort.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57.
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is... Oh,
Received. Hold on, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm with his right foot.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar into this. It's none of your business.
God, why can't you just mind your own business?
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. No, sorry, I don't. Not a lot of people have phones. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast.
it was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Yeah, go on. No, I don't know. It wasn't me. I haven't been out there since. I was terrified of the stench and the corpse. Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had... I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective? I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy, like Gart. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be the guy here. You know how it is. No, you're the guy. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster. What misogyny? I'm just telling things the way they are. Can't a man... You have to act, Lieutenant Love. You have to calm that hysteric down. Tell it you've got... Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
No. What? Oh, God. Please, just stay out of my life.
What? What is it?
Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to guard now.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his... Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh, goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and...
Mullen dicked us.
"10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over."
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge yet.
You don't have a comeback.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, too.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over. He says he doesn't.
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself. But Disco here, him.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his...
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. That's a negative. Not.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing here?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. Tell him to apologize right now.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over. He says he's sorry and didn't mean...
Okay.
Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters.
Satellite Officer... 10-4, affirmative.
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. "10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to rent."
What does he want now?
He's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting a red cent.
Request denied, sir. Over. He says he's in trouble.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
Vicmar said... Anything else, sir? Over. Okay.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about it.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
What? What is it? He's still on the line?
He wants to verify the information on...
But of course, it says Dick Mullen. High General of the Revachol.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over. Ten-4, well...
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting our work?
He asked if he ever told me about his days before joining...
For God's sake, cut this shit out! Tell him to stop wasting time and be...
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar. So, was there anything else? Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. Heavier than useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. It's robust, weatherproof, lets you see things in the dark. The handles are long and sleek. You can do good work. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation. The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector.
No, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They're also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my stuff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would...
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself. Thank you anyway.
Yes? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes? God.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him. Of course you do. This was your plan all along.
Wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel. Does it mean you talked to her? What else did she say about me?
What else do you need? He looks at you, spinning your arms, then leans on the corner and sighs.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with a broken wing. On the morning. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. I should stuff it up my arse.
Or you broke the bird. It can also be that. I think Sylvie even. Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
Huh. Cock carousel. I think I understand now. That's what they ride until they ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. Now let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment on my own.
And there we have it. Isn't that beautiful? Another situation. Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor, where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here. He takes a step toward the door. like he'd like to leave. The bed is cold and not particularly inviting.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green like two baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told. A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Quebec. Please, it's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging. And shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. A colourful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than...
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window. Yes. Another thing. Great. I love... Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing. He looks at the dust on his finger and wipes it off.
Yes?
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been... A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind. The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Probably some kids.
A simple but clever solution to ruining a coin-operated viewer. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk, written on... That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church. You know this to be the Star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you...
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and well...
These shelves are overburdened with books from... A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do. Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of these books greatly overstate the excitement. What's more, they completely ignore not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring several maps have been... The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches up. This large map displays Ozon, Laurentide, Fas a la Mer, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, connections to other worlds, words past the Insulindian. Unknown. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods. But looking at them, perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust. Old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the..." As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chestpiece. Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement? Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them.
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and indifferent to your sightings. even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the his own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family life. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable he called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped his med beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionary. The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships. During the turn of the century revolution, most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimate. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers, the statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. Neither do people in Martinez. The statue has proved to be controversial. Those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to it than just ironism. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi, not that he ever did in life either. A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. Not many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
A Stars Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time. An old case for my precinct. A couple of Zhimsk migrants saw a Stars Ryko stopped in the street, painted just like this. They said it was an honor killing, hussar style. The Zhimsk community protested the trial, flying the banners of some old king or...
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
I tried to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body, but my initial guess is the two are unrelated.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant it is the seal of royalist. have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work! Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living. We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scab.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm Sandwich. You are not in danger, because you are not a threat to me. That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Valhul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Begging for help, attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and power. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Kroikos. But you will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
But do you want to know? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good.
The ledger you found in the trash, a cabbage of papers hanging from the board. With the perm, it takes about half an hour to piece one together. AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA the public indecency drunk. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It's the only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling sign. You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your... Can you keep yourself off the streets? Threatening fines, dragging them to the station. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several... Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for... He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent, which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped end. That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is, who knows, those pages are missing. What next? One day you may still catch the man with the square gun. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it. Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up. And no, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch. Murder. Tum-tum-tum. At the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead. Of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah bar. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with everything. No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever... Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day. No, it's soot and water vapor. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, so anyway, young man in his 20s found with no one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah. All Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are... Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there? And something small inside. Light. Made of paper or cardboard. Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for... The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. It smells of chewing gum. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label's familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I want... Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out, every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Some kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on. To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
There is nothing. Again. Nothing sad, brother. No treachery. Just, well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light, that's me. Blue eyes, that's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy. Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it because it's always there.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it The apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it. It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no bloated corpse of the past resurfacing. Don't prod at it. It will start moving again. You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid.
Yes, they're pouring some.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone?
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant.
What happened? You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to. 10 minutes, maybe. Right. You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed? Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool.